But that New Orleans defense, straight disrespectful to Matt Ryan all afternoon. 8 sacks against the Falcons are the most in a game for the Saints since 2019, Week 13. And guess who that was against? Yeah, the Falcons. Fourth quarter now. Hill drops back, doesn't see anything, and so what's he do? He takes off. Gets into the end zone. He had 2 rushing touchdowns in the game. First Saints quarterback to do that since Archie Manning 49 years ago. More now from Donnie Rossini.
Saints head coach Sean Payton was very transparent about the decision to go with Taysom Hill at quarterback. He said he was nervous about it because he felt there was a lot of pressure being put on Taysom Hill and a lot of pressure on the play calling. But in the end, the combination of both turned to be successful.
Listen, your first start ever in the NFL, I think he called one formation, flipped around the wrong way. There was one motion, and then, all of that kind of calmed down, and he got very comfortable with the flow of the game.
He played tremendous. I could tell all throughout the week his preparation. I could see the look in his eyes. He was ready for the moment. Every day he found a way to win the day, and it just progressed to today, and everyone saw, and I'm very proud of him.
If I'm being honest, I didn't fully understand what it took to be a starter in the NFL until I got here, and I had the opportunity to learn from Drew. And man, Drew is with me every step of the way this week. I look up to him so much. He's become one of my best friends, and he was awesome.
And while Taysom Hill got his first start as a quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, the bright spot in this game was this defense. 8 sacks total, all with their franchise quarterback, Drew Brees, watching from the sideline. Michael?
All right, Diana. Hill went 5 for 5 on throws of at least 15 yards downfield Sunday, something Brees has done only once in the last decade, believe it or not. Brees has completed a high percentage of those throws this year, though, but was averaging fewer than 3 completions per game on such deep passes.
What you want to do? If you don't strike first, that's when they go come.
We start in Boston, where Jason Tatum has agreed to a 5-year, $163 million extension with the Celtics. It includes a 30% escalator clause that could turn that guaranteed 163 into $195 million should Tatum make one of the 3 All-NBA teams. The 22-year-old averaged career highs of 23 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists last season. Celtics went to the Eastern Conference Finals for a second straight year. Also grabbing a max bag, Donovan Mitchell. The Jazz guard getting that same 5-year, $163 million extension. Again, that could balloon to $195 if he reaches All-NBA status. The 24-year-old averaged 24 points a game last season, and then he dropped 2 50-point games during Utah's 7-game series loss to Denver in this year's playoffs. So all total, you have 4 players from the 2017 draft class who have scored more than 3,000 points in their young NBA careers. And now 3 of them have agreed to rookie Supermax extensions with those same squads. The number 1 pick from that year, Markelle Fultz, well, he's no longer with the team that drafted him. Well, with us, though, is the aforementioned Adrian Wojnarowski. And, what would I say to most NBA fans? They look at these deals, they felt like no-brainers for both the player and the squads. But let's start with Mitchell and the reason that he wanted to stay in Utah, and they were doing everything to keep him.
Yeah, there's a great relationship there with Donovan Mitchell, not just that organization, but that community. And he came to them at the draft, right before Gordon Hayward left in free agency. That was a wounded city. And immediately he gave them hope. And they realized very quickly they had a superstar and a player to build around. And now he comes back. You saw what he did in the bubble. And a player that really has blossomed, you've seen as a man. And you see him at the forefront of the social justice movement this summer in the league. And he's had a strong voice with that in that Salt Lake community. And you'll see a lot of that going forward. And he's just the kind of person that new ownership there, Ryan Smith, their front office, that they want to build around.
We often talk about players that are face of the franchise. He's definitely that there in Salt Lake City. All right, but let's go over to Boston. Jason Tatum, I mean, he really emerged as a star this past season. Granted, they got some young talent in that squad, but that seems to be the building piece for this team going ahead.
Absolutely, especially you've seen some stars come and go from Boston.
True.
Max players, Kyrie Irving, Al Horford, and then Gordon Hayward. But Jason Tatum is the player now, 5 years, close to $200 million, like Mitchell. with one more All-Star appearance. And you've already seen with Tatum, he is a player. He can be the best player on a championship team. And, you know, for this Celtic organization with such a history,